And good afternoon. Welcome to Revolution's Lanes here in St. Joe, Missouri. Ryan Ragland with you at the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour. And this is a makeup from last week. Had the storm, the snow system that came through, so had to postpone it. Was not able to get anything worked out with Mission Bowl and Olathe, but huge thanks to Cynthia and the whole crew there for sponsoring the tournament. So Brian Manini stepped in and said, hey, we got you covered over here. So we are back at Revolution's Lanes. And all right, you can already see Steve Slocum, Tony Manna Jr. getting ready for the first match. And we'll take a look as Tony Manna Jr. qualified 216 over. As he goes 241, 205, 46, 44, 1903, and 58. And Steve Slocum goes 211, 201, 35, 32, 56, 47, 59. So he bowled a ton his last 5 games. So low game 236, pretty solid. Once again, I want to say a huge thanks to all the sponsors here on the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour, and I know we're going to clip out a couple of the top ones. In fact, let me see. No, we still see them. We're only clipping off the tournament logo. So, once again, a huge thanks. Gladstone Bowling, Gladstone, Missouri, the title sponsor for the tour. And also video broadcast brought to you by Anderson Automotive right here in St. Joe, Missouri. You have renewal by Anderson. Lisa family with shoulder insurance, Finley Transport here in St. Joe, Storm Vertigrip, I Am Bowling, OK Trophy, Scott Chris with Face Designs, does all the graphical work, BVL, every $1 from every entry goes directly to BVL. Also the bowling store, the official pro shop for the Northwest Missouri State Bowlers Tour. Starts off. Tony, his last game, I crossed next to him, and kind of interesting. I think he was finding the same thing I was. He goes 19-3. His last two on 19-20, 21-22, before he made the jump back over to 5-6. And the back ends on the high end. My last game and a half just blew up. They went quick, trying to stay in with it in the puddle, and the back end just went. So he goes 5 or 6, gets a little bit deeper and finds something, goes 250, so he shoots himself right back into the top 5. So let me see if I can get these adjusted real quick. There we go. That's a little bit better. And all popped up and everything. Tournament next month is at Crown Lanes in Leavenworth. The third weekend. Actually, it would be the 22nd of February, and then has entries for that one. So go ahead, grab your sign up for that. He's limiting it to 72. There's 6 on the pair. So, yep. Then have the transition and keep going. And they held up pretty well. You got 5 bowlers, house shot. It's going to be kind of cliffy, but inside's still kind of held up pretty well. Just a pinch at the end. Tony's playing it, staying in it well, and just let the ball get down lane. He's not overpowering it, so. Get Joey over here. Oh, dude. Sponsor time. Sponsor time over here. Come on. Don't care if you're drinking alcohol beverage or not. You gotta talk to you got another promotion you got to talk about too, but Joey Finley with Finley Transport, one of the sponsors for the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour. We talked about another tournament that's coming up that's kind of interesting in the St. Joe area.
It's the St. Joe Masters Tournament. Qualified all season long. And it's open. Well, the top 32 guys are qualifiers. The guys over average over 200 want to get in, can pay an extra fee. They can enter into the tournament on just dollars alone. And it's usually a pretty good turnout, lots of high scores.
But I can't.
It's just for the St. Joe Bowling Association all by itself.
I hear because of me. They were scared of me.
They heard of you.
Well, there's a lot of people who heard of me, but I don't know if it pertains to bowl.
They're just here.
It makes me feel better.
Yeah, that's all that matters right there.
But if they want information on that to get into the tournament,
The bowling hours have the non-qualified flyers in there, and everybody who qualified got their own special prize.
did you get yours?
Back in 1999, back when the Wild West was still.
I was going to say, does Lisa say she's married to a champion?
No, she
Okay. Don't worry about it. You're good. Don't try to explain all that a little bit more.
That's right.
But yeah, you're standing here being a sponsor. It's like, get him on. And also, it's going to be broadcasted.
Oh, yes. Qualified 8 on Saturday. Match play starts at 9 o'clock.
And that's going to be 8 round robin. And then your 5-man. Sounds like a good way to do it. It works. All right. Well, let's see. You have Tony Manda Jr. that likes to go left to right. Has a nice little soft hand. And you have Steve Slocum throwing his favorite ball of all time, the Storm Absolute. And he's keeping the speed up. Nice hand. Finds the spot down lane off the pattern and lets it roll. That's the one thing I found, at least except for the last game and a half. I guess you could play it up. I couldn't play it up as much, but if you got the ball in down lane, you were probably going to go flat 10.
Oh, yeah.
But
The straighter you can play here.
see, and that was for me. I had to keep going left. And actually, we got to 13-14, and they seemed a little bit tighter. So I had me and Brian Beatty, some other guys, we had to slow down the ball speed and let it read. And it lasted that way for a few games.
Give him a chance to finish.
Lord.
It's a tough house to
And Tony's throwing the Proton Physics, which is one of his, no, not the Proton, not the infinite, not the physics. The proton's the pink and blue. What's the one of the physics that ages? He loves it. Hey, Brandon, what kind of physics is Tony Thorne? It's not the proton. It's not the infinite. I had one, but I can't remember the name of it. It's kind of that blue and silverish purple. Astrophysics. I knew Brandon would know. He's good for something. Hey, anytime to help a friend, Brandon. Hey, look at this. Lisa took off, so she can't. Oh, is she? Well, she's next then. Yeah, she's next on the sponsor talk. And that one, Steve just got just a little bit more and let it finish. I like that ball. I usually end up selling mine because with everything that's on top of it, I don't have the hand like he does to roll it. That little more forward. I know a couple guys, actually a guy on my Nationals team, he is really good. Couldn't get forward with it, but Steve has ability. He still gets behind it, but he's soft enough that when he gets through, it doesn't go left. Right. So man, we're looking at 279 if your sheets out.
Lisa!
Yeah, but she didn't listen to him. You're up. He just gave it to her. He's bailing. I'm out. You're not an adult beverage with my name on it getting warm. Now joined by Lisa Finley, the other half. Do you ever call him champion? Do you ever call Joey champion? Do you ever say you're married to a champion? Okay. Now, here's the next question. My question was, if you call him a champion, is it a positive or a negative reason?
It's positive.
Okay, I'm just clarifying. Because, sometimes we say, oh, you're a champion. I don't think you want to know what. That kind of aspect.
Yes. So today's been real interesting.
Okay.
A lot of great games out there.
Yeah. The one thing that surprised me, the scores compared to what we were here the last time weren't as high today. Because when we were at the weekend, we had the non-champions and the regular. We had higher scores then. The scores weren't as high. But still, it was more level. The scores were tighter.
It was an even fill.
Yeah.
Even fill.
So, looks like Steve Slocum's going to follow Tony Manna. Lisa Finley with Shelter Insurance and insurance agent. And there's times that you go a little bit above and beyond the call of duty, which I tested you. Wasn't intentional, but I needed some clarification, and you supplied that.
Great. I appreciate your business. Thank you. I have several bowlers that have contributed back to our business, so I'm very thankful for that. So I want to thank them again for all of their business that they provide to me.
Well, the thing that I damn it. Well, I just screwed that whole thing up. I don't know why I didn't check. I didn't have apologized to everyone that was trying to listen, and I'll have to reload it. I forgot to turn the microphones off for the score sound. Anyway, now that everyone can hear, because I forgot to mute the cameras, with Lisa Finley with Shelter Insurance, and as I was saying, she's my insurance agent. But I think the reason this is just a personal deal. I'm the kind of person where if I go to a bank on a regular basis, those are the people I want to deal with.
Yes, yes.
Not the big, the big commercialized where when you go to call them, you're getting a call center.
Right.
And it's
right.
not necessarily even in your state, let alone your city.
Yes, you're correct.
So that's.
I try to make that personal touch with all of my customers. Again, like I mentioned a minute ago, I want to thank all the bowlers that have contributed to my business and have given me the business that they have given me. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, I will just say this on the personal level that we're talking about. I had an issue with, I guess you could call it an issue. Would you call it an issue, Lisa?
Yes, I would say.
It was an issue.
Just a hiccup.
I had a concern.
Yes.
I had not an issue. I had a concern with my mortgage and trying to figure out, everything and the wine and stuff. And it wasn't necessarily an insurance when I found out, oh, look at him. when I found out that it was going up and I couldn't understand why, my insurance on the house actually went down a little bit. I called Lisa and get her on the phone with my mortgage company, and then it got to the point where I just basically, I didn't totally understand till later, but I basically said, okay, Lisa, if you're okay with it and you understand, then fine, then I get it.
Yes.
So that's that little extra step that you go.
So as far as bowling, I want to congratulate all of these guys. They do an awesome job. And if you've never had an experience watching these guys bowl, you should really bring yourself out to the Northwest Senior Bowlers Tour and really watch these guys and how competitive they are. It's really interesting. So I do invite each and every one of you out so that you can see what these guys are all about. It's really fun. It's interesting.
I'll tell you what, and we got Jerry Wieseldinger behind us, who was the last champion. Then I know, but I guess to what Lisa was saying, anyone that comes in to bowl the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour and thinks, a bunch of old guys and you're just going to run over them, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, they got another thing coming. These guys are really, really good at their craft.
And the thing that I like about it is that mental game still comes in. Even though it's a house shot, your transition after 7 games is still going to make you think. You're still going to have your ball change and everything. And if you hiccup a little bit, you got guys out here that are literally the best in the area.
Best around.
Yeah.
I mean, they come from all over, and they're just good.
Yeah, and it's just,
it's a privilege for me to get to come to these and compete with them. Try to keep up with them.
And being competitive, you're like, well, look who the field is. I was competitive, so.
Yeah, I missed probably 100 pins worth of single spares that cost me making the stepladder again.
See, and I got lucky. I made all my makeables, and I had 5 or 6 splits, but my strike percentage was only 50-some%.
Yeah, I kind of fell into the in the past carry in here today as compared to 2 months ago when I threw it well and they carried better. And it kind of reminded me of in the past that I probably left 10 pins, and I might have made 3 of them.
Well,
so,
kids, it goes to show.
You got to make your spare.
You don't make your spare. I don't care how many strikes you throw. You're not going to go far.
That's right. It's like growing up, a friend of mine always said, anybody can strike, takes a good bowler spare.
There you go. Well, dude, thanks a lot. Good seeing you again. I'll see you next month, and have a good drive home.
You too.
Guy you can sit down. They don't want to listen to me. I've known Jerry Wieseldinger since, I started bowling in summer of '79 as Danny Bradley is getting ready. And Danny actually won the tournament in Lawrence, and he goes 233, 68, had a hiccup at 191, then goes 06, 64, 47, 37. So he goes 14, 18, 1, 10, 11. He goes about 740, 750 last 3. Throws himself into third. You do that all the time.
Yeah.
About 740, 750. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Walk in the park.
Then you
That's
go,
fine.
hey, Joey, I thought you were a freaking champion. I just go
That's
740.
Right. That's right. I watched Danny bowl today. He's bowled really well. He's thrown the ball really well. He's really got this shot figured out. So this ought to be an interesting match here.
Well, when you look at the last three, you have Tony Manna that likes to go left to right. You have Danny, but, okay, Tony is left to right, but he's finesse. Danny is a power left to right. You have Steve Point, who qualified second, who's a lefty. And then you have Kelly Bona out of Wichita, who has won 3 or 4 of them. And this is his style. He's kind of like Tony. He goes left to right, and he finesses it and gets the control down lane. Where when we were here a month ago, you saw a lot of guys that were just a little bit tighter, a little bit more inside. You had some guys that were playing more of a speed dominant than the rev dominant. So it's kind of interesting. Go there a month ago, you have one strategy or one way that was working. You come here, now you have a different one. It's just, but it's a house shot. Remember,
Yes.
you can
yes.
bring you can bring 3 balls to any house shot and be okay. That doesn't happen.
No.
And your average is what, like 190, 200, 220,
195.
95?
195.
Joey better pick it up. do you sit there and throw in his face, go, hey, champion, I beat you.
He said if I ever start averaging higher than him, he may be challenged.
He'll become your ball boy, right?
That's right. That's right. My ball rep.
I don't know. Would you take advice from him?
I'm on the microphone, right?
Hey, that's why I always wonder if a guy can't do it. It's okay. Put this easier said than done.
That's right. You know, I want to really commend these guys. There's a lot of bowlers that travel quite a ways for this tour.
Yeah, Tony comes from Papillion, Nebraska. Steve's from Omaha.
Kelly's from Wichita.
Kelly's
right?
from Wichita. Kelly, I talked to Kelly. Asked him if he stayed overnight last night. He goes, no, I drove up this morning. I go, what time did you leave? He goes, about 5:30.
Yeah, you got Kevin Rothrow that comes from Lake of the Ozarks.
Right.
So
He didn't do well today. I saw his name like, ooh, there's some of the talking, but oh, Danny. We have a cup failure. And it's all over his right hand. That happens.
But no, I want to commend these bowlers.
The cup broke. Anyway, go ahead.
I want to commend these bowlers for traveling as far as they do for this
Yeah.
tour.
Well,
So,
we've had people come up from Arkansas, Little Rock.
yeah,
I think we have Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri. I don't think we've had anyone from Oklahoma. We've had Arkansas. I think we've had someone from Tennessee come over a few times.
wow,
But
that's amazing.
That's pretty good. It'd be nice to, and thanks to Gladstone Bowl for sponsoring the tournament period.
Yes.
Being the primary sponsor, and Anderson Automotive for helping out with the expense for the video. I would love to see a major sponsor for this,
Yes.
and I don't know if Dan would like to looking for that, but for right now, for what he has going on and stuff that's how it's running, I don't think he could ask for better. What do we have for 50, 52? About 50 entries, 52?
Yes.
And, that's the makeup from last week, so it's still pretty good.
And a shout out to Brian Manini and Jackie Manini for hosting this tournament
Yeah.
today.
Quick
They did a wonderful
turnaround.
job.
Well, it works out when they, when you don't have the legs and stuff, you can do that.
Yes.
To let everyone know what happened, Danny took a drink of water, and the styrofoam cup collapsed right in his hand, and it splashed on the counter on the floor. He's got, one of those arm wraps, and it got on his wrap and got on his hand. And oh, by the way, and you're bowling Tony Manna Jr., who starts out the front three, so you lost your.
Good thing that was just water.
Yeah, I've
Perfect.
seen that a few times. So
I knew you'd keep chirping.
she was going to leave, and I went, no, you're going to sit down.
Have Steve Points coming up next match.
A lefty. Haven't seen Steve on the finals for a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a while. Great bowler.
Yeah,
Very nice
he's-
guy, down to earth.
Yeah, solid. And Danny's still on the phase 2 Pearl. And he gets a gift from above. You should actually bowl. You could bowl this.
Well, maybe in a few years, because I'm not there yet.
Oh, he went after a young one. Props to Joey going after a young woman. I like that.
At least it's not the other way around. At least I'm not the old one.
I wasn't going to go there, but I don't know if there's much of an age difference where we can change the label, so we'll leave that one alone.
All right. All right.
I will let you go. I know you want to get up, but I had to get you on. Like I said, you're what, 10 states? You're licensed in 10 states?
Yes. Yes.
Just give her a call. Let her give her a quote.
Love to save people some money, so definitely reach out to me.
And she has saved me money, so I can testify. And plus when you call the office, you get the regular people, and they after a little bit they get to know you, and no problem with getting stuff done. And
All of my staff members are fully licensed, so if you ever need something and I'm not available, they're fully licensed.
I'll even say this: when I was looking for my truck, how many different trucks was I looking at? Like 2, 3?
Several.
Like 2, 3, and they sent me a quote and the information. Those trucks fell through, and still got the quote. Bang, got the information to me, and
Great.
I had
I like to hear that.
I had all the information I needed when I finally got the truck, and I had the insurance card with me and stuff, so there was no problem. And it's easy when they can type it in. Bang, here's what it is. And send you an
Absolutely.
email.
Absolutely.
So, and if you lose the card, call them. They'll email you a copy of another one.
That's right. That's right.
Plus, you have the app, so
The
that
app,
helps too.
it's free. Gotta love the app.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you
Well,
take
thanks a
care.
lot,
and
Lisa.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
No, I had to get Lisa on here for a little bit. And see if Danny can double up here and get himself, get a little rhythm going again. That ball looked like it might have stopped. He got it right, and they're pretty cliffy and burnt down lane now. Where unless if you don't have a whole lot of side roll, it's going to come off that spot, and it's gonna die up on you. And one stopped and set. And Tony with that soft hand just didn't quite get it to roll up. And Tony playing deep enough with that soft hand, he can get the ball through the friction spot better than a lot of people. Steve Point's the lefty coming up next, taking on the winner of this match. If I can find Brian Manini. Oh, he's back over here. I got to get Brian Manini over here, the owner of Revolution. Probably wasn't a very hard decision when Dan called and said, hey, can you hold it this weekend?
No, not at all. We just had to make sure that we didn't have a bunch of other stuff booked, and this is the only weekend we didn't, so that worked out.
Yeah, it kind of a hard situation for Cynthia and them over at a Mission in Olathe.
Yeah.
That, you know, I mean, when you have schedules and everything, you set it aside, and there's times where you just can't move it. So, and you're not going to dictate weather either.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I totally get it. It's, you know, you hope that the forecasting is correct, and but you don't know. So it's kind of
You're in January and
hard,
February. It's
yeah.
a crapshoot anyway.
Yeah. So, I mean, it could be anywhere from 3 inches to 460 inches. So.
At least we're not where we were a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That was not fun.
Or in 2018.
I remember that one too. 02 with the ice storm.
Yeah, I don't remember the rest of them. I just remember the one I bowled in Excelsior Springs and left in 18 inches of snow. So.
Oh, Excelsior. Yeah, when they didn't have the floor swept up and still had a lot of salt and sand on the floor, and that made it difficult.
I remember I drove out there that morning, and it started to rain probably 10 minutes before I got there.
Yep, and there was a sheet of ice by the time everyone else was getting there.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I got there, and then when I left, there was 18 inches of snow, and I'm like, what the heck just happened? And it was 5 hours. So I was like, Jesus.
All I did was bowl. Like, I'm outside to igloo everywhere outside.
Drove home in that blizzard and missed the side street to get back on 36, and then thinking 36 was going to be better, I got on 36.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
No, it was worse.
MoDOT failed that day.
Yeah, well, I understand that.
Yeah, it kind of.
I couldn't see. I know they couldn't.
It came down a little bit quicker than they could keep up with.
Yeah.
I was telling Lisa, kind of interesting when we heard last month, the scores were higher a month ago on both the non-champions and the Open than they were today.
I'd honestly have to go back and look at it. I mean, I know there were higher. There were some. I mean, we had like 4 honor scores, I think, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Sunday we had 1. I think that was Hergen Grader had 1 on Sunday.
Right.
So Sunday the scores were a little lower last month, but the temperature was also warmer and
they
humidity and all that stuff.
I think these played well, and we crossed together. And from what I saw was, like I said earlier, we get to 13 and 14, and they were tighter. Mm-hmm. So we both had to slow down a little bit to let the ball feed. And 15, 16 was the same way. We get to 17, 18. You could kind of see a little bit opening up a little bit. We get to 19 and 20. I start front 5, and I made a bad shot, saw the ball hook, but it didn't hook till off the lane. So it was like off the pattern. It was like halfway through the game, like,
yeah.
And you're sitting there thinking you just made a bad shot, and then you go throw it again, like, okay, I didn't throw a bad shot. Got it. I just was in a bad spot.
Yeah, I think those last couple of games, the transition we saw was the same transition we see at the end of the first game and the middle of the second game in league when we have 5-person teams. So it seemed they started off a little hookier than they do sometimes. Sometimes they start off hooky, sometimes they start off tight. When they start off tight, they blow up quicker and transition faster.
And this was totally opposite.
Yeah, this kind of started off hooking and just kind of
It was like-
wasn't like ridiculous, but the track ended up kind of held up longer until the last couple games. So
Kind of like a time bomb, just goes tick, tick, tick,
Yeah.
tick, 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 then we're gone.
yeah, there's more and more 50-year-olds coming out here with some rev rate. So
Yeah.
got a couple of them in front of us, and
It would behoove Danny to strike here.
yes, behoove is a good word.
I'd love to get Nelson Burton Jr. on one time just to hear him say it would behoove him to strike right here.
He's not around anymore, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Is he?
I ain't bowling. Still bowls. I've seen some videos.
Awesome.
So Danny with a, I'm trying to see it now. 234.
Yeah.
234 and right now, what, 925? Yeah, this scoring system throws me on how they add the scores up with everything. It's like, can't do that.
It's everything except the balls that are thrown.
But it's a cool system.
Yeah, it handles the tournaments really well.
Yeah, it does.
I like not having. We've been running tournaments here for 5 years since we opened, and we haven't used score sheets. So that's been.
Yeah, it's kind of
reliable.
nice when you're, and it, when you would have when you go to the PBA like at North Rock,
Mm-hmm.
they would have a running score, but they would have them on a screen.
Yeah.
They'd have them like a TV screen or something. And what I mean, it's a separate issue that's not on the screen. But that was, and then they started having it like this, where when you're bowling, it scrolls.
Yeah, the newer systems can handle a lot of this. I think some of the proprietors don't understand, or either don't know, or there are extra costs involved in running some of the tournament software. I'm not sure which, but this one is included.
But
in
it pays
price, so-
off. Even if you have to, it still pays off well.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
because the PBA what they used to do is they'd collect the scores, write them down, and then update it. So you're still a game behind when you see the scores. You're
Oh, yeah.
like, okay, that's
And
great
this
that I'm up
thing-
there now, but I shot 150, so I'm dropping back down.
Yeah. And, you're looking around. All you have to do, like here with this program, just see and find out if, anyone's still in the previous game. And as soon as it's done, bang, it's updated.
Yeah, let's see.
It's
if Danny gets
nice.
it. 230 here.
And he's a good count here. That's a good stop. It's a nice finish for Danny.
So he just needs
And I'll
to-
tell you what, having that water issue
Yeah,
and
helped
the
him.
way he came back through. Hey.
I'm kidding. No, Tony needs a mark here, basically.
Yeah.
A mark and good count.
Yeah, Danny's going to kick himself in that 8th frame. And that was kind of my deal where, man, if you got it right, it's coming.
Sometimes. Yeah, you did it too early for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good ball.
Yeah, that'll be a winner.
I'll seal it up. So Tony Mannett Jr. is going to take on Steve Points. Another guy knows. I wanted to get you on real quick. Say thanks for having this out. And I mean, and me and a couple of guys were talking. What you've done with this place since you've taken over is just night and day.
Yeah, when we bought it,
I figured out the approaches,
yeah, just
so you don't
plan on,
have to put new ones in.
plan on sliding. That's all.
Oh, that ain't no doubt. Thanks again, Brian.
No problem.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
So we're going to take a quick timeout as Steve Point's going to take a few practice shots and take on Tony Mannett Jr. as he just got done defeating Danny Bradley. We'll be back in a few minutes from the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour as we are here at Revolutions Lanes in St. Joe, brought to you by Gladstone Bowl. Video broadcast by Anderson Automotive. We'll be back in a few minutes. Ryan Ragland back with you, the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour, brought to you by Gladstone Bowling, Gladstone, Missouri. And video broadcast brought to you by Anderson Automotive here in St. Joe, as Steve Points from Omaha getting ready to take on Tony Manna Jr. from Papillion, Nebraska, as he defeated Steve Slocum and Danny Bradley. And the winner of this match will take on tournament leader Kelly Bonner. And Steve, pretty effective, 246.05, had 196 on 5 and 6, and 195 on 7 and 8. So not his favorite pair, but then turns around and goes 48, 87, 69. So he goes 8, yeah, 40, 40-0, so 17, 15, 4, 2, 8, or 2, 6, 820, yeah, 820 something for the last three. So that will he was he was 90 over after 5 and finishes, or 804, excuse me, the way I'm forgetting this. He was 42 over after 4 and then finishes 246. So we'll see if he can find something here. Hopefully I'm sure he's hoping there's been a little bit more transition to change the lane for him a little bit. And it looks like the IQ Tour again for Steve Points. Tave Axon. Yeah, enjoy the vacation there, part-timer. Couldn't even come down here could have joined me with the mic. The mic's all, I had got to get other people to talk to. Yeah, and one of your best friends is over here sneering at you because you didn't make it down. So Points with a double. Lanes were pretty good. The guys that play, can keep it up in front of them. They did pretty well. The spot down lane was there. You just had to hit it at the right angle. And Tony just keeps striking. Kelly Bonnet just sat down. There was something that I saw earlier this week that had Brandon, your son, did a video with Packy Hanrahan and did a slow motion of Brandon's release.
No, that was him hitting his ankle.
Right, when he hit his ankle. But I didn't realize that Brandon, his fingers were so far inside the ball. I don't know, do you call it close to being like buttress style?
I don't know. It's kind of how he learned how to do it.
I was going to say, and I remember you saying one time that Rick Stillsmith, before he became coach at Wichita State, was coaching Brandon, that there was just a style that Brandon had that helped him create getting through the fronts, even if the fronts may be a little bit toasty.
Very true. He can get through the fronts with ease. He doesn't. They can be toasted up, and he can play right of everybody still, and he can get left of everybody and get it around the corner still.
And it just confuses the hell out of everybody.
They all say, well, I mean, Chris Barnes, when he was bowling in college, said he's more Chris Prather than anybody else in college, because of the different things he can do. He can go right up the rail if you want him to. And
And we saw him do that at Vegas in the singles, and he just got the bad draw. But if it wasn't for that, he probably wins the singles.
he could have, sure. He was bowling really good, really good. He's bowling really good right now too.
And he's him along with Spencer and a couple other guys going for the Rookie of the Year on the tour.
There's 6 rookies at least out there, 7 maybe. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Okay, you tell me, because you keep track of it a lot tighter than I do, being Wichita's being more of the bowling community. I can't remember when I see the names, a Rookie of the Year race being filled with this much talent for a while.
There's a lot of talent coming out there. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be really good.
So what's Brandon's mental? He's just ready to go.
He's ready to go. He's taking it as, you're going to have good times, you're going to have bad times. Just go with the flow. Don't let anything bother you, and just go with what's going on.
I got to think.
Shot to shot stuff.
I got to think with, Still Smith and Romick, Packy. However many other guys are going to be out there, I'm sure that, he's had some talks to kind of give him an idea, and he's thrown enough PBA and regionals and stuff that he still has a good idea of what's going on.
He was Southwest Rookie of the Year this year. Okay. So he's had many a conversation with Barnes about bowling. Not just Ryan, but he's had many a conversation with Chris. He's had lots of conversations with Rick about bowling out there. So, he's prepared. He's mentally ready. He's got his stuff. I got about most everything drilled. He's ready to go.
Mentally, he's ready. Physically,
yeah, it's fair. Yep.
It is the thing that I saw today, that popped in my head that I saw earlier, that Jeff Riggles had posted, and you can see it on 11thframe.com. And if you don't know who Jeff Riggles is, look him up. He's probably the premier writer on bowling. If you want something, he'll have it. But he posted a deal that CW is looking at Kyle. Kyle. Why am I forgetting Kyle's last name? Sherman. Yeah, that Kyle Sherman. That CW is looking at Kyle Sherman to be the color guy for the finals.
I hadn't heard that one. I know they were looking for somebody professionally that's won tournaments. So I made a comment. I got the perfect guy. You want to guess who it is?
Talk to me.
Chris Barnes.
Yeah, that would be my guess. Actually, that's who they're talking about.
If you want knowledge, and if you want experience, and there's only one other alternative.
You want a bunch of dry humor?
Well, and if you've seen Beef and Barnes, you can imagine them both being on the color.
That would be awesome.
That's what I'm talking about.
That would be awesome.
It would, as they say, it would be glorious.
Very, very glorious.
If you've seen Bowl TV and you've heard when Stu Williams and Chris Barnes, the other guys just leave and just let those two guys just talk about it.
Yeah, that's all they can do. It's just let them guys go and call it good.
But I dead seriously think if you're not going to have Randy, which I didn't know the whole thing was broken, you're letting go of Kimberly Pressler, who that gal just, she solidified her spot. I made a comment. I didn't know it was broken, so I didn't know you had to fix it. But if you're going to take Randy off, I think Barnes is the only alternative.
That's what I think too, but I don't know what they're thinking right now. So,
and nothing against Sherman.
No, nothing against him.
Just and Brad and Kyle have, kind of solidified themselves. But I haven't personally met him to talk to him and stuff, and he may be good and stuff. But it's just you got to wonder about what kind of personality they were looking for.
You want to put two guys on there? That'd be great. Put Packy and Kevin Williams on there.
That'd be another one. that'd be a solid B squad. Kelly's lost it. Because and as you talk about Chris and you're not, I still have you at minus 350.
You lost.
I lost. No, but if you're gonna put Chris and Stu with a dry sense of humor, Packy and Kevin Williams just absolute reverse.
Put them all four up there.
FCC would be sitting there. How many letters are we going to have to write this week?
Yeah, it'd be rough. Very rough, wouldn't it?
And you're looking at this and you're seeing Tony doing what Tony does, but you're kind of the same line and you're throwing pretty much the same equipment in a way.
I don't. What's he throwing? I don't even know.
It's not the Infinite, but it's the Astrophysics.
Ah.
I had one and loved it, and it cracked, and I couldn't get another one.
I never had an Astrophysics. This Infinite's really good, and I've got another one at the house still.
New in box?
Yeah, new in box.
Yeah, you got to drill it, dude.
No, not yet. It's not time. I have a couple of gems at the house to drill yet. I have a original Honey Badger gold one.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and I've got a Honey Badger.
You know what was better than the Honey Badger? The Claw.
The Claw was the shit. I got to do one of those too.
I know you do. Actually, the Honey Badger Claw was one of the first balls when I was on staff with Global. After I drilled it up, and I think I threw the pin down first, that when I threw it and I saw it go down the lane, I was just like, oh my.
Ball's perfect. I mean, it didn't do anything dumb.
I wish I could find another one.
I have one.
Yeah, but I'm a wuss and throw 14. I could probably find another one. JJ Massney, I'm sure, has a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, you throw weenie way balls, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Hey, but I can make them work.
There you go.
I'll tell you, you'll appreciate this. I was able. JJ Massney had a post of a ball that was absolutely just tore up. Looked like it had been thrown down a concrete road, and he did the before and after, diamond cut and resurface and everything. Inception Pearl.
That was a good one.
Yes, and it is a good one.
That one in the DCT was really good too.
DCT Pearl. Yep. In fact, my video.
The solid was really good.
I actually did. The solid was okay for me. The Pearl was really good. In fact, when I did the video on that, on Facebook, it comes back and on your memories. It actually came back earlier this week on my DCT Pearl, and I'm like, wow, I did throw that pretty well, didn't I?
Yeah, that was a really good one. I liked that ball a lot.
So I think, yeah, you get going. Good luck, man. I still got you at minus. Well, how about minus 300? Does that make you feel better? More realistic. Kelly Bond is gonna go throw a couple and get loose and see he'll be taking on the winner of this match. Yeah, I don't understand why I couldn't remember Kyle Sherman's last name. It just I get blanks like that sometime. And hey, nothing against Kyle. I'm sure he's a great guy. Brad's a great guy, so he's not going to have any bad people in his circle. And Kyle Sherman's very personable, so that's, hey, congrats. And one more here will really cinch up. Yeah, it'll cinch it up just a little bit more. As on the strikeout, Steve points. Go 214. and for it'll be 258 for Tony. So yeah, this condition right now is just prime for Tony Kelly, and I think this condition just goes right on both of their games. I want to remind everyone our next tournament's going to be the 23rd, 22nd. I'm trying to looking for the schedule. That's on the other end. In fact, actually I have it here. I'll show it here in a second. But on February 22nd at Crown Lanes in Lansing. And we'll show it here real quick. And then they go to Omaha for March 28th for the doubles at Western, then the 29th at Mockingbird for the singles, and then 25th, 26th at Summit, and then the May 5th, 16th, and 17th for the Invitational. So, yeah, just thinking about this, season's almost over with. He's going to make Tony show up. I like these warnings. You can't see it because I have it cropped out, but on the right lane it says, "This game is too slow. Tony Mana, please throw the ball." Kind of like Nationals having the scrolling across the top of your scores. And a punch out for Steve Points. Yeah, you got to think the way Tony's been bowling, 214 was not going to cut it, even if he makes a spare. Only struck one of the 4 frames. Even if he makes a spare, it probably wasn't going to help him any. Oh. That might have been a little bit too much left to right. But on the spare, that's going to be good enough. And there's your spares. So Tony Bennett Jr. and Kelly Bonnet coming up next on the championship match here at Revolutions Lanes for the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour, brought to you by Gladstone Bowl. We'll be back in a few minutes with the championship match. Stay tuned. Ryan Ragland back with you at Revolutions Lanes here in St. Joe, Missouri with the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour, brought to you by Gladstone Bowling, Gladstone, Missouri. Video broadcast sponsored by Anderson Automotive here in St. Joe, and a huge thanks to the rest of the sponsors: Anderson Automotive, Lisa Finley with Shelter Insurance, Finley Transport, OK Trophy, I Am Shirts, I Am Bowling Shirts, Jason Chris with Face Designs, Storm Rotogrip, 900 Global, along with BVL, which $1 of every entry goes to BVL. So another good reason to bowl the tournament. And also Bowling Store. So this is going to be interesting. If Dave is still watching, I want your opinion on what it's going to take to win, Dave. You got to tell me. And you're going to see two soft hands, probably two of the softest hands in the area. Tony with a little bit more speed, a little bit more side roll, and Kelly's just straight up it. And he'll get a little bit of side roll, maybe hit the tilt a little bit, but he doesn't, neither one of these are power games. I got to think, 240, 250. Be close. I'll say 480, the over-under on the total. 38 plus, yeah, we're thinking about the same. I got to think like 480 is the over-under on the combined score, so it's going to take a little bit. And I don't know if you can, if you can get two more identical styles together than Kelly and Tony. Wow, that's pretty flush. Kelly looking a couple boards inside 20 on lane 8. And just snaps the 10 out. See where Tony's playing on 8 comparatively. And they're both throwing physics. Tony's throwing an astrophysics, which is more of the hybrid, is the pearl. And the infinite physics that Kelly's throwing is more of the hybrid, if I remember correctly. Yeah, they're basically right on top of each other. Tony's going a little bit more left to right. And Tony goes to smash 7. I think today's the first time I've bowled 7 games. And when I had 4 or 5, even count my splits, anything I had left I hooked at. That was the first time I've done that for a while. David Axon says all about who gets the bad breaks, and That 7-pin Davis says that's the first one. I can kind of agree, because you gotta figure neither one of these guys are going to miss the pocket. He got that one a little bit further right than he wanted to, I guarantee it. He comes back shaking his head. He goes, that's just bad, bad. And that one he got that one in, and it just rooster-tailed. And that's kind of that pedal on the inside. You can go up the boards, but you got to get it to face up. And that one never even wrinkled. Uh-oh. That caught on his thumb or something. Yep, that's an oops on both of them. That was just not a good frame. And you know Tony wants to jump on that one. Oh. Blower 5 doesn't get the 7 out. Kind of evens it up now a little bit. Oh, I didn't see the 710. He was standing I'm directly behind lane 8, and I didn't see that until Tony came walking back and he moved aside. Yeah, that's bad break number 2 for Tony, and hasn't missed the pocket. And that was the thing today. You could hit the pocket. It was there, and it's pretty attainable. But man, I had one game where ball goes through the pins, and I leave the 8-10, and a ball kicks the 8 out from the side. Oh, and then he trips the 4-9. Okay. There we go. That evens up, I guess. But the ball goes through the pins. I leave the 8-10. A pin kicks the 10 over toward the 10, doesn't hit it, and I go back to that lane, and then just the Stonus 8-10 back to back on the left lane I had. Yeah, it was pretty huge for Kelly to strike on that frame. One thing I noticed, Kelly does not. One back, yep. Kind of noticed that Kelly doesn't wipe the oil off his ball. And you can kind of tell that he got it down there and it made that quick move on the back and just recovered a little bit late. Oh, Kelly. This is the proverbial, I don't want it here, you take it. No, I don't want it. I think Tony was pretty sure he was going to make that ball recover back. That's a mana strike when you need it. Kelly's moved in a couple boards, but just can't get it to feed up. Moved in just a pinch. Either that or got inside out a little bit, but he was definitely left of his mark from previous. Yeah, Dave says smells blood in the water. Cue the Jaws theme right now. So 221 possibility for Kelly. 247 for Tony. Wow, that ball. That ball didn't wrinkle either, so I wonder, went to make a move off the 245 and just didn't get the lineup. Drinks on Tony. I'll have to make sure I let Tony know that during the interview, but that's pretty much going to solidify it with 207 for Kelly. And my 480 isn't going to, my under over 480 isn't going to come to fruition. $226, so good count here. Yep, that's going to wrap it up. Tony Manna with the win here at Revolutions in St. Joe. And look like there's a little bit of transition through that fourth game a little bit. I got to say, you were kind of happy to bowl something better than 190 on this pair than last time.
Absolutely. I've had 3 190s in a row with one open.
Oh, shit. And then going, oh, by the way, and I'm going to bowl Tony on the pair I go 190 on.
Yeah.
Still a good showing though.
Well,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Makes the trip back to Omaha just a little bit better.
a little better.
Kelly finishing up here. There you go. Throw it better next time. Throw a little bit better next time. And Kelly's going to finish second. And we'll get both you guys up here real quick. Yeah, Kelly. Yes, Kelly. Come on, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. You know how this goes. By the way, Dave said drinks are on you tonight. He's already chimed in. You didn't do it. No, you didn't. You took second. But you're good for that. I got to say that was the 245 the beginning of the end. It looked like maybe just a bad adjustment from a read.
No, I threw a bad shot.
Yeah.
Then I made another bad shot, and then that just carried over to the next shot, and the next shot, and
I was gonna say, just hang up on your thumb.
yeah, a little bit, but it's just a bad shot.
You weren't.
Just me being dumb.
I wasn't gonna say it, but if you're going to, go ahead.
Yeah, that was me being dumb. I just threw it bad. Just made a bad spare shot, and then I made a bad first shot, and then I made more bad first shots.
Well, and then when you see the scores that Tony's been throwing, you knew it was like, that's not gonna work.
Well, yeah, kinda. But he had a good look, so I mean the 7-10 was a bad luck on him.
So and I made.
8-10,
Right.
it's bad luck on him too.
I made the comment that I don't know if we can match up lines and styles. I mean, two of the cleanest hands in the area when you're playing deep. Well, when it doesn't stick on the thumb.
Today,
But no, it kind of gave you a nice little look to see where he was to get an idea.
yeah, that's kind of why I watched the last game before, so I could see what was going on.
I kind of figured that.
I mean, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
I crossed next to him. I saw he was still on the IQ tour, and I'm like, okay, I got an idea where I'm supposed to be.
I mean, you have to look for advantages somewhere, and I had to look for an advantage. So
Well, there you go. It's gonna make that 5:30 morning drive back from Wichita a little bit better.
yeah, it makes it a little nicer. It does nice. It does.
All right, have a good trip back. Tony Manning with the win, and I said that your buddy Dave said drinks are on you. So are you just gonna pay him back when you get back home?
Well, he's going on vacation, so he's going to drink a lot anyway.
Yeah, we're trust on that. Crossing next to you, I kind of got an idea of, and this is just me. I kind of got an idea because I've been throwing the ball better, so I can get more of that round area. But it was kind of interesting looking at the scores. The last two pairs on the high end, like with me, they started getting crispy off the pattern, and you come down here and shoot 250 and throw yourself back in the top 5.
Yeah. I think it was halfway through game 4. I mean, I had to really fight to get a 2-0. So I actually changed balls, and then on the last pair, I made some good shots, but I also made a couple bad shots, and I probably just didn't move far enough left. When I came down to the last pair, I moved more, and then I actually had a good ball reaction.
Yeah, we hit some of the middle, and I saw one ball that you threw, the first ball I think on 13, 14, and your eyes kind of went big, like, oh, okay, now there's tighter, and it kind of led that way for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just, that back end just transitioned really hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, today just the pattern that we were bowling on, it obviously pretty big wall in the middle, and if you couldn't move in at all, but finally it seemed like it just opened up where I started getting some early hook, and then the IQ just wasn't enough to get it out, so I had to go with something else.
Yeah, when you changed, I should have changed too, so I wasn't watching close enough.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like I made the right decision. I just didn't move far enough left, and I probably would have bowled a little bit better on the end pair, but it's how it plays out.
Well, you've had enough seconds. It's time to get a first going again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while, or it feels like it's been a while. But yeah, I've had quite a few seconds. But it's nice. It's nice to win. I actually feel like I bowled really good all 4 of those games. Had a couple. I mean, I had a 7-10, but that's okay. I mean, other than that, I feel like I threw it pretty good for 4 straight games.
Well, as long as Dave's going on vacation, you don't have to spend any money on him, right?
That's right. No, I think he leaves tomorrow. So,
He still could have showed up.
well, he's resting.
Rest. David doesn't rest. Congratulations on a nice tournament.
Thank you.
Tony Manu with the win. And that's going to do it for us here at Revolutions Lanes. And we will be in Leavenworth at Crown Lanes. I guess it's Leavenworth or Lansing. I think it's Lansing. Anyway, we'll be at Crown Lanes next month. Everything is up on the website, so go ahead and get signed up. And congratulations for Tony finishing first, Kelly Bonner on second, and huge thanks to Brian Manini and the staff here for bringing us in on a short notice, and all the sponsors, Gladstone Bowl title sponsor, Anderson Automotive for the video help, for the sponsorship, Renewal by Anderson's, Lisa Finley with Shelter Insurance, Finley Transport, OK Trophy, I Am Bowling, Jason Chris with Face Designs, Storm, Rotagrip, 900 Global, BVL, and the bowling store. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you next month at Crown Lanes for the Northwest Missouri Senior Bowlers Tour.